This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City. Here we are again. I'm John Cullum, and guess who this is?
This is Emily Frankel, and I'm John's wife.
I wanted them to guess, Emily, but all right. We're going to talk today about, I can't remember.
Finding your voice.
Oh.
Why I want to talk about that is because I think finding your own voice is something you have to do if you're going to be an artist. Finding your voice, that means finding what you think, not what someone else thinks, so that what you're doing, what you're deciding, what your taste is you are hearing yourself. You're listening to your own voice. For me, that was a very big thing.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yes, and maybe it's a little different from what you're thinking, but it's a very interesting and it's very, very important point to me as an actor. I always tell young actors to try to do what they want to do, rather than what the director wants you to do. But when you're auditioning, if you're auditioning, because everybody gets served well if you do that. But it's very difficult because you go in with a script that's written by somebody who has a very strong point of view. You're playing a character that the more you understand it, the more defined it becomes, and the more different characteristics it has. And you're working for a director who also has a strong opinion. And so you're constantly trying to do what you think they want you to do. And that can ruin your presentation.
That's confusing, because then you're not you.
That's right. You're not doing anybody a service when you do that.
Well, it's from that idea that this becomes a very important thing for me as I write. Certainly as I'm doing my blog, posting things on M's Talkery, I have to think very hard not to talk about the subject, but to figure out what it is I feel, what it is I want to know, what is my reaction to the subject. That's listening to my voice, hearing it, as opposed to what I read, someone else said, or what do you think? That's true in politics, too.
You know, we did something on one of these programs where we were talking about weirdos, and we got into the idea of styles, and we both agreed that as you get older, when you start out as a young person, at least I did, I want to create some kind of weird kind of style. But as we get older, we want to be like other people. And then as we become more sophisticated, we begin to go back to the idea of creating something for ourselves. And I think that it's all related to and creating something for ourselves is having your own voice.
Okay, I'll agree with that, but I think it's a very important thing for a writer. And you know that because you've written poems, and you know that because you've written musicals, and you know it as an actor that, yes, you have to pay attention to what the director wants, but you have to listen to your own voice. Otherwise, the director may impose something on you that feels wrong to you, and if you can feel what's right, that's what you should do.
This has to do with the central core of art all the way. If you had 5 artists, really good artists, painters, and you gave them a cup that you wanted, a gorgeous vase, and you said, paint this vase, if they all came out identically, they wouldn't be artists. But real artists, each one of those cups they would have 5 different looks of that cup, and they would all reflect what the artist himself felt about that cup. And that's what we want to know about art, about poetry, about drama, about dancing, about writing.
You even want to use that know your own voice when you're decorating a house. This background that we live in, this colorful home that we have, that's my voice. Colors.
Well, if you don't follow your own voice, it doesn't last for a long time. So if you do follow your own voice, you can live with it for a long time.
Good, John. I think you gave me good advice.
I think you gave us a good subject then.
Okay.
And I liked what you had to say about it. And until we see you again, we're saying au revoir. This is AI.R. See you next week.